Hi everyone. This is a part of a series of videos that I'll be doing especially for women, not necessarily just for women, but this one in particular I think is about giving people, especially women, the tools to empower their own health, and so they don't feel like their choices are being taken away from them. And one of the most powerful tools that I have found for women, especially because it's such a prevalent topic that a lot of women I suppose are confronted with in their life, is breast cancer, inflammation, lymphatic congestion, all those sort of things. So this is what led me to meet Jess. So I met Jess a couple of years ago when I was experiencing some I think pain and congestion, a bit of discomfort around one side of my breast, and thought, oh, I don't know, because I think women straight away just go, oh, my alarm bells go off for women straight away and think, oh my God, something is terribly wrong with me and I'm going to die.
Yep.
So I met Jess to get a thermography scan. Now, many women have never heard of thermography. So Jess, thank you for doing this with me. Thank you for helping women understand that they do have options and that the power to improve their health is in their hands too, that those options aren't taken away. So tell me a little bit about yourself and how you came to do thermography screening.
Okay, so I have been doing the thermography for over 10 years now. I was a naturopath by trade, but specialised in thermography. And I came across thermography on my own cancer journey, and that was part of that. And I just met a really great thermographer, fell in love with what she was doing, and then wanted to be able to provide that for other people as well.
Yeah,
because it's just so non-invasive, and there's just so much that you can see within the body, and you did really good. I could check what my health was doing as I was doing all these weird and wonderful treatments to myself.
Yeah, absolutely. And there are so many choices out there that a lot of women don't know about.
Yep.
So explain to us about thermography. What is thermography?
Okay, so thermography is essentially a test of function for the body. So it's just like an ordinary camera, essentially taking a photograph of the body, and it shows up hot and cold patterns, and from there you can distinguish health and disease.
Yeah.
But yeah, we're really looking at the function of the body. So what is the overall inflammatory profile of the body, lymphatic profile, and we're really trying to assess where there's any malfunction within the body, and then nip that in the bud early, so that then there's less chance of a more serious disease progressing.
I don't think people understand too the impacts of inflammation.
Yeah.
Like there's acute and chronic inflammation, and you can go through short periods, like if you have a cold or a flu, for example, and then you can have chronic inflammation if it goes unchecked. And this is where people start to get into trouble, and this is where probably when they really start to notice that something's not right with my system.
Yeah, well, yeah, it's the inflammation, and then it's also that lymphatic backup.
Yeah.
So then that's when most women will feel, when they're lymphatically congested, that's when they'll feel the lumps, the bumps, the tenderness, and all the signs and the symptoms in the breast.
Yeah.
Hormonal inflammation, lymphatic congestion, they feel something, I'm going to die.
Yes.
And then...
sadly, isn't it? Yeah, that they feel that way. And lymphatics, for women that don't understand, are the garbage disposal system of our body, and it's really important that it's functioning well, because it's sort of the last line of defense, isn't it?
Yeah, very much so. And you want it like it's meant to be like a dynamic flowing river, taking away the garbage, and when it starts to stagnate and becomes more of a cesspool, then that's when you'll see more disease and more inflammation as well. And
that's why I came, because I felt that congestion around the right side and thought, oh, something's not right here. It felt a little bit lumpy. So, I knew that something was up with my circulation and my lymphatics. So thermography for me seemed like, the sensible and common sense thing to do. All right, big question that I think most women are going to ask. What's the difference between thermography and a mammogram?
All right, so a mammogram is a test of structure. So it's looking at things that have already developed. So it can detect lumps from about 2 millimeters onwards. It's very non-specific though. It has a hard time trying to distinguish between different lumps within the breast, and that's why there's so many biopsies after a mammogram. Ultrasounds are better. They can actually differentiate a lot more when it comes to lumps than mammograms, but they are both tests of structure. It's like, you feel a lump, you cross your fingers, you go in and you hope that, that that's nothing,
Yeah.
that nothing's wrong with you, nothing's already developed.
Yeah.
Thermography happens, it's all before that. So we're testing the function of the body. So we're looking at, yes, the hormonal, how hormones are impacting the breasts, your lymphatic system. We're looking at changes within the vascular system.
Mm-hmm.
So very early on, when something sinister develops, say a cyst changes or something is beginning to grow, it needs a food source. So you see that. And then there's angiogenesis, or heat being generated from new cells growing, which only happens when something sinister is developing, and you see that. And you can see those changes in their infancy when lumps are just developing, like when they're under the 2 millimeters. You can also like monitor self-treatment in later stages. But and we see those changes then, and you can make changes. You can get your hormones in check, reduce the inflammation within the body, maybe work on your lymphatic system, really clean out that river, and just completely reverses. Within 3 months, women can stop that process from happening.
That's incredible, isn't it? Like 3 months. I don't think women realise that how much control you do have over your own health. And when it comes to mammograms, I mean, I know a lot of women who have regular mammograms, and they always complain about the discomfort, the pain of going through a mammogram, you know, how invasive and painful process is for a mammogram. You know, you're taking your breast, all size breasts, and you're squishing them between plates, and then you're irradiating them. So you make up your own mind if doing that over and over and over again is a good thing for you.
Yeah.
So the difference with a thermography scan is, just take us through the process of what would happen for a woman that comes to have a thermography scan.
Yeah, well, if you come in just for the breasts, all you have to do is simply remove the clothing so that we can actually see the breasts. You're just sitting down on a swivel chair with your hands on the back of your head and just slowly turning, and I'm several feet away just with the camera taking images, and that's it. No touching, no compression, no radiation.
That's
And
right.
it's a really simple process too. Very
Painless, easy. I don't think most women have a problem with getting their breasts out. Like it's, you know, we go through a lot worse than that. And it's a process that it's safe, it's effective, and the information that it can give you.
Yeah, more empowering, because you can walk away.
Yes.
You can walk away and actually make the smallest little changes, whether it just be a daily lymphatic rub at home, and it just makes a massive difference in your breasts.
Absolutely. I'm going to talk about lymphatic rubs in another video actually, because that's what I found was really, really important for me and really empowering. It's something I actually really love doing, and it gets women actually nourishing and nurturing their own bodies, which is something we tend to neglect or we don't have time for. Well, ladies, you need to make time for this stuff.
Yes.
What's the most common thermography scan that women come in for?
Probably half body.
Okay.
So half body. So yes, breasts are very important, but the breasts you do get in a half body. So a half body is sort of everything except your legs, and it gives women more information about their body, just overall with lymphatics, inflation,
circulation, how things are moving around.
There is dental health affecting the breast tissue.
Yes.
So you get the wider spectrum. So I find most ladies will alternate those. So they'll have a full body or a half body 1 year, and then the breast the next year, and go on like that. So then you can always check the breasts, but just see what else is happening in the body. Make sure that everything else you're doing is getting you in the right direction.
Absolutely. And do you get men coming in to see you?
Yes, lots of them.
What do men come in for?
Because their wives tell them.
Excellent.
And so men are coming in for prostate, gastro, like anything to do with your gastro organs, pain, and just general overall checks, like where do they need to focus on in their health right now to get them feeling better.
That's interesting. So prostate, that's really interesting for men, because actually I didn't know that till right now, that is something that you can do for men, and to see the flow of their prostate, is it?
Well, you can see in the lower lymphatics if they're overactive, and then that would signify inflammation within the prostate.
Okay. All right. So again, it's an inflammatory process that can be healed through different modalities, but taking some personal responsibility and power back in your own healing journey.
Yeah, and then you get to see like the comparative pictures
Yes.
of how you've progressed with those small changes, and then that just only increases that power.
Yeah, exactly. All right, well, talking about that, Jess has got up on the screen, and I will enlarge some of these and bring them up for you so you can see them bigger. These are my scans. So I came to see Jess about, as I said, it was right-handed, right-hand side of my body, of my lymphatic flow. And what did the first one show up?
All right, well, these are just back to start with. So in 2020, when you came in, your back was pretty good.
Yeah.
Just had a little bit of inflammation in the right-hand neck.
Mm-hmm.
Then in 2021, must have had a little bit more going on.
Well, I actually had a lot of stress going on. It went from 2020 to 2021. It wasn't COVID, it had nothing to do with that. It was just about a project that I had taken on that absolutely caused heaps of stress. And even though I knew that I was under stress, having something like this confirm the, I suppose, the expanse of how far it had travelled and how much it had taken up in my body and how
the impact on your body of that stress. Yeah.
That's right. And sometimes you don't realise that you're sitting tense. Do you? That just relaxing and being consciously aware of going, okay, I need to relax, or I need a massage.
Yeah, very much so. And I just bring up these other ones as well. These ones are really good examples.
Yeah.
So this is again simply stress. So job stress.
Wow.
Creates so much more inflammation within the body. Quit the job, and the stress goes away. And then all of this extra inflammation that you can, is a byproduct of stress in the body, can then change can change the health of your breasts and other areas of the body.
Yeah.
And we're watching that, we're monitoring that, we're making sure that it doesn't get any worse than this. Making changes so that, quit the job.
Yeah, absolutely.
Buy the boat.
There's a big lesson in that, isn't there? I talk about filling up your own cup of joy and happiness, that we don't spend enough time nurturing ourselves and what we should be doing, for ourselves to make our lives joyful and full of love, and doing the things we love and doing more of those. Because when you see stuff like this, when you start to experience congestion and pain and discomfort and I suppose the fear of death for a lot of people comes into it. As you get older too, we all start to think, oh, you feel a pain, you think you've got a tumour. It's so true. And I know other women that call me, and they'll say, oh my God, I've got this, I must have a tumour, I must have cancer. Straight away, that's the first thing. We are so conditioned to be so fearful of, things that we don't have control over, when in actual fact we do.
Yes, very much
so. Okay. And how often should people have scans? Like, should it be a preventative thing? Should it be something that we begin with earlier on, or?
Definitely, yes. So generally women coming in every year.
Yeah.
And doing either the breast or the half body or breast or full body. I have had even, probably best in the 40s to start coming, but I've had women in their 20s, in their 30s, in teenage years. They come and they establish their baseline early on, because they might have a lot of hormonal issues.
Yes.
And so then they've always got that to go back and refer to if, they
That's a
have
good
issues.
idea.
Yes.
I mean, I say that too, even with blood tests, whether you need it or not, have one every year. And that way you have a baseline. And when something happens, it's quite noticeable. It's easy to pick up. It's in its early stages, and you can just tweak yourself.
Yes.
So,
Problem solved.
Yeah, exactly. And we can do it ourselves with the help of amazing people like Jess. So, All right, what else have we got here? Different types of scans. So we talked about that with prostate, with breast, with half body, full body.
Yes. Yeah. And you're looking at all areas. So you're looking at, the face, the neck, the shoulders, the thyroid, thymus, immune system.
Yeah,
breasts.
Comprehensive.
Yes. And then there's a lot going on in here.
Yes. And I think women too, especially when they get to perimenopause, menopausal years, oh my goodness, the amount of issues with digestion for women. What do you find is the main issue there? I know that belly bloat and bulge, and they reckon they can just breathe the air and they put on a kilo and start
Very
bloating.
much so. Well, thermography would probably pick up most like inflammation in the bowel.
Okay.
So, you know, sort of like if it's, you know, congestion, compacted fecal matter, bacteria imbalance, liver would be probably the next biggest one, and then stomach, irritation within the stomach and esophagus.
And so do you find normally with these people it's the food that they're eating, or is it just a lack of function, or what is there a common thread?
Probably yes, food, very much so. Food, stress.
Mate, how many times have we mentioned stress? This is a stress video.
Those two probably the most, and then sometimes it can be a lack of function. Sometimes you just need to reset. So clean it out, reset it so that it can relearn how it's normal
meant to function.
Yeah.
I always say to ladies, you need to be going every day. You need to go to the bathroom and evacuate your bowels every day.
Yes.
So if you're not doing that, if you're not hydrated, sometimes it can just be a lack of hydration. Start with that. But if you're not getting the muck out, and you know, I had one client many years ago. She would go to the bathroom once a week. I kid you not, and she had to be up on stilettos and propped up on the toilet. And I said to her, just imagine you've got. And when she did the bowel motion, I said, "How was it?" She said, "Oh, it was huge," which imagine it would be. But imagine having 7 days of that recirculating in your system. How sick you would feel.
Yeah.
Like you'd feel gross.
Yeah, all the time.
And she did. So it was just a matter of teaching her some habits on how to, okay, we need to get you moving every day. What goes in must come out.
Very much so. And even sometimes I'll see with thermal imaging, people think they're regular and they go every day.
Yes.
But there's still a lot of inflammation in that bowel, and it can be compacted fecal matter because there's poo going through there all the time.
That's right.
So
and it gets stuck to the sides.
Yes. So you can see that.
Yeah.
So it might be going every day, but maybe you just need to, you know, work on cleaning off that compacted fecal matter or cleaning out some pockets.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
And then the bowel it very quickly regenerates and resets once that's.
Because the same thing, women experience pain in their bowel and go, "Oh, I've got bowel cancer." No. And it's not the case. You might just have a diverticulum that's inflamed because you know it's not sweeping out the bowel and getting all that muck out. So if someone comes to you, okay, and they've got this sort of, say, breast congestion going on with women, what is the best advice that you could give them? What would you say to women to start doing now?
If they had any symptoms in the breast?
Yes.
Lymphatics.
Yeah.
Work on the lymphatics, number one.
And what does that mean?
That's like massage, that's breast massage.
Yes.
It's like we're so programmed to fear and our breasts, but just, you know, doing that self massage of the breasts every day when you get out of the shower, you know, doing the sides and the lymphatics and loving the breasts. Absolutely.
Standing in front of the mirror and, you know, get some nice body lotion, natural body lotion without chemicals and rubbish in it, and massage your breasts. And that's a ritual that I have now been doing every morning and every night before my shower, because then I find a hot shower is really nice afterwards. And what it does is it increases my circulation, and I actually feel warm and fuzzy after I've had my shower, and that warmth stays around, which means that what I'm doing and moving that lymph around is actually continuing to happen, you know, even after my shower and, you know, maybe an hour or two later. It just keeps going. So it is something that I've learned to do, and it's something that I'm going to talk a lot more about women, you know, just moving their body around. You know, a lot of women love, this is what I always find interesting, there's a lot of you know, telling women to slow down and do yoga, which is all fantastic and great for stretching. But I find a lot of women actually, we need to get moving.
Yes.
We need to get moving. You know, we need to, you know, slow down in the aspect of stress and work-life balance and make sure that's right. But when it comes to our physical body, we shouldn't be slowing down as we get older. We actually need to keep moving.
Very much so. Yes.
Yeah.
And learn how to say no.
Yes.
That's another big
Absolutely.
one.
You can't be everybody's saviour. You can't be the rescuer. We need to, it's what we teach others to do for themselves. People only become helpless because we allow them to be helpless.
Very much so. And these are nurturing, loving parts of our breast.
Yes.
It's always pouring out, well, not always, but a lot of times is always pouring out love.
Yes.
By doing the massage and
absolutely,
you're bringing it back in and you bring some of that self-love back to you.
No matter what size your breasts are too. I've got
Yes.
smaller breasts, always had smaller breasts. I love my small breasts. Women have large breasts, they love their big breasts. You know, whatever size you are, that is how you have been born. That is what you have been gifted with. Love them, nourish them, nurture them, because they give out so much to everybody else.
Yeah.
That's true. That's a pretty good message, isn't it, for all women, I think.
Mm.
All right. Is there any other message, anything that we've missed that you'd like to?
No, I think you've done a wonderful job.
I think you've done a wonderful job. Jess is a gorgeous woman. She's so good at what she does, and she'll give you the information that you need so you can start to take control back of your health. I want women to feel empowered about their health. I want them to know that there are options out there, that, you know, and if you've got a doctor that's not giving you those options, get another doctor. Find someone who is going to listen to you, because, you know, you shouldn't be dismissed. Your worry shouldn't be dismissed, but you also shouldn't be made to feel that, you know, cancer is inevitable, that is the path that we are going to go down, because it is absolutely not the way the human body has been designed. We've been designed to thrive.
Very much so.
You just need to be able to, you know, meet people like Jess and other modalities where you can take that power back and you can be the best person that you can be.
Sounds good.
Thanks, Jess. Thank you so much. I'll see you because everything's good with me now, because I've been giving myself a lot of self-love, which has been wonderful, a good lesson for everyone. And I'll see you in a year.
Perfect.
Or 6 months or whatever. If anything comes up, I'll see you sooner.
Okay, sounds
All
good.
right. Thanks, Jess.
Thank you.
Thanks, everyone.